this episode of Ruff Talk VR. You know, we hit you with Monday morning news on Monday. We got something special coming on Friday. We referenced it. It's a super fun interview.
Yes,
but
it
hey,
was.
we still got to throw some reviews at your way, right?
Of course.
So,
not playing games for nothing here.
No, we're taking shit serious. We're coming out here. We're taking
Actually,
names.
It is actually serious.
I got Reggie worked up with that because I got a little he
Little
into
too
it.
animated.
Yes, the podcast pooch did not like me getting aggressive there.
Not
but-
only is he the perfect little mascot, but he does his job well.
Yes, he's protect. You know, he sees me worked up. He goes, "What? What's going on?"
What's going on out there? So, anyways,
yes. What's the game we're talking about today? Today we're talking about Puzzling Places, a puzzle game on the official Quest store, made by developers and published by Realities I.O. I wonder what the I.O. stands for.
I don't know, because there's that worm game and it's worm.io.
Yeah, and then there's technically it's published by Realities I.O. Inc. and
Correct.
made by Realities I.O.
Correct.
But I need to
I'm
know
thinking
what
it's the same thing.
Yes, I'm thinking published and developed by the same people. I don't think that Inc. makes any difference, and I gotta know what that I.O. is. But nonetheless, so the game is $9.99 on the official Quest store. It is one of the highest rated games on the Quest store at 4.9. I think at a time it was the number one. I saw the developer make a post saying, hey, well, community manager, whoever runs their social made a post saying, hey, we were the number one rated game and we're not. Can you go review? Maybe they've since gone back up, but regardless, at one point they were the number one and they're still 4.9. So whoever is number one, it's by a fraction that we can't even see by just viewing.
Yeah, I mean, dude, 4.9.
Yeah, you're splitting hairs at that point of which one is number one, number two. You know, it came out September 2nd, 2021. So it's been out over a year. I mean, and it's got 1,426 total ratings on the Quest store with 752 written reviews. So it's not like it's rocking a 4.9 with 15 ratings, you know?
Nope.
It's like a pretty consensus. This is a great game.
Yeah, I was wondering how a puzzle game could be dominating so well.
Well, and, you know, puzzle game is a genre of like games where, you know, you could be...
solve puzzles?
Yes, this is literally putting together puzzles.
Yeah, like jigsaw puzzle.
And I like puzzles, but I was a little like exactly what you said. How can that be so dominantly high on the Quest store consistently? And what's cool is because this is VR and we get to have the benefit of, you know, 3D immersive environments, the puzzles you're putting together are like 3D scans.
Oh, yeah. They're top, bottom, and in some cases insides.
Yeah, the inside is the trickiest part.
So it's brought an element and I love puzzles. I really do. So I was curious, you know, when I saw the amount of puzzle pieces you could choose, they defaulted, I think, at 25.
This is like the opposite of pinball because, you know, we're not pinball snobs. We went into pinball reviewing that. I'm not going to say you're a puzzle snob, but
no,
you like puzzles.
I do. How's this? I own a puzzle mat. So that's so you can roll up your puzzles when they're, you know, so I'm not a noob.
Yeah.
But damn, man, so they give you 25, 50, 100,
200 and then 400.
So obviously I tried the 25 piece first.
Super rewarding when you get two pieces correct.
The sound that it makes when you snap two pieces together.
It's just super rewarding.
You feel really good. And then now I only do the 400 pieces. But that's a level that's just, I mean, literally, dude, I can sit there with my, I sit there staring at my wall of puzzle pieces and I have 4 pages of them when you start. And
100 per page.
I don't even know where, that would make sense, wouldn't it? And it's like, I don't know where to begin. But then somehow you figure it out. You're looking at them and you're like, those two look like they could work.
And I mean, just to break down the full scenery of this game, I mean, they do a great job with the, I guess, peaceful environment of the game and the menus and the UI.
The ambience.
Yes, it's
the background ambience.
It's very relaxing. But to start, you know, you pick which puzzle you want, and they have a wide variety of free ones. And they'll come out with free puzzle updates, but then they also have a bunch of paid DLC ones as well that range from $4 to $5. And
they're wicked cheap.
My apologies. I think we might have actually even skipped the cost of the game, did we? But if we did, it's $9.99 on the official Quest store, so it's not really the most expensive game.
No, and I actually picked it up on sale.
Yeah, which is I almost felt like I was stealing doing that. I was like, damn,
I was like, this is crazy.
Yeah, it was like $7 or something like
Yeah,
that.
it was. The whole experience was unbelievably affordable.
And it's like, so they give you a bunch of puzzles, and they'll keep adding free ones. But then, let's say you're a puzzle fanatic, you blow through all those. They have a bunch of DLCs, including what's been going on, a monthly DLC pack.
Yeah, listen, I'm just blown away, even without the DLCs. Just because you can choose 400 pieces.
Yeah,
There's a lot of friggin' pieces in. This is where it's weird. In like real world, non VR, 400's not very.
Yeah, that ain't. What you're saying, that ain't shit.
No. You need a couple of thousand.
But in VR,
400 pieces, and with the 3D element and the 360 element is a shit ton of pieces.
So like when you actually select which puzzle you want, which is cool, you can kind of like preview the total, like what the whole image is. So at least you'll know what
you're clicking on.
Yeah, not just here's a billiards. Now I'm gonna go.
And they're not all. There's no easy gimmies in this. Any of the puzzles either. They're either like scenery or,
building,
a caboose, a build. Yeah, like you said,
one's a dress.
Yep, they get in a very detailed. The Komodo, the Komodo dress. That's
was that the
400?
I was gonna say that was the first 400 one you did.
Yep. So they give you a very, and you can tell by looking at them like,
oh, that has a lot of similar pieces. That's going to be trouble.
100%. I'll be able to figure out where some of these go, but I know after that, that's a lot of ocean.
We did a cathedral one that I think we might have even done it at 50 pieces. And that one was one of the hardest ones because everything just looked the same.
And you had shit that has to go inside the church.
And let's say you finally pick which puzzle you want. Boom, you select the puzzle piece amount, like we said, 25, 50. 100, 200, 400, whatever floats your boat.
Yep.
You go in, they have all the puzzle pieces on the wall. Like you said, if you do 400, it's going to be 4 pages, but anything 100 and below is just going to be one page.
A page.
Which kind of makes it easier. When you told me that you did 400 and there was 4 pages, I was like, I'm going to stick out I've been doing 100. 100 is a beautiful, I'm not as much of a puzzle, I guess, expert as you.
I'm not expert, I'm not.
But as I was going up, I was like, 100 that's a sweet spot. I can kind of blow through a puzzle in the session. And but it's still a challenge, But so you select your puzzle that you want, and then you go in. Like I said, they have all the puzzles on the wall, and then they have kind of reference pictures in front of you. And there's like 3 different reference pictures for it.
Could be more, yeah.
It'll show like different sides. Maybe one reference picture is the inside, maybe one's the back, maybe the same shot, but kind of from different angles.
When I saw the reference pictures for the first time on the floor, I thought they were all pretty much the same photo. Yeah. Like, oh, okay, one on my left in front of me.
No, you need to use those other ones.
And I'm like, why do I need? Because they have like a point and grab system going on, which is great. Because if you see a piece on your wall, just point at it and
you can even send it back to the wall.
Flick your thumbstick up and it goes right back to the wall.
Something about it so appealing.
But I hold up these cards and I'm like, well, that's the back of this. And then I'm like, that's the inside of this. So they don't give you like necessarily, answers, but they give you a little idea of, these piece colors are going to probably go inside this cathedral. Or
and if it's an inside piece, you'll see like the kind of outside part we grayed out.
Yeah.
So you kind of know that that's the part that goes in somehow.
Yep. Like there's no way it's going on the outside of the puzzle. Yeah. No, it's freaking genius. I mean,
it's so simple.
I went into this very, very critical because
skeptical. I think skeptical is a good word for it because
puzzle. It's a puzzle game that's knocking a 4.9. So I'm like,
right.
Again, how's this even possible? But after spending some lengthy time with it, it's like, I'm hooked. Their DLCs are stupid affordable.
It's Walkabout Mini Golf-esque in the cost of DLC.
Yeah.
It's like a no-brainer. Like if you see a pack in there that you want.
And if you see the level of detail in the puzzles, you kind of get why, they have to charge something. They can't just be giving away, 4 or 5 puzzles every single month here.
No, but they do. I mean, not that they give out that amount, but they do give out free puzzles occasionally.
Yeah, they have the haunted mansion one.
And what's cool is when you see the the puzzle, like when you preview it, you'll see some info about it. It'll say who the artist was.
Yeah, I like that too.
They give credit to the artist. That's really, really cool.
There's so much more potential for it, but they don't need it. So it's like there's going to be things that I'll probably say, but they don't need it. They have a great friggin'...
Man, there's so many VR experiences that my impression of them based off of how they're presented would be like, oh, that's not going to be a hit. But then you go into it, and there's something about VR that games that have that, I always say that magic feel, that it, Walkabout Mini Golf has it, Bocce Time has it. I'd say Puzzling Places has it. You go into it, connect a couple pieces, feel that nice, rewarding feeling we're talking about, and you're like, I get it.
Nice, happy sound. Yeah, no, dude, not once since we played it have I not wanted to, or haven't had, I'll say, peaceful, enjoyable time playing it, because I find it very relaxing. And unlike a puzzle that you have to look down on because you're looking at a puzzle board or whatever,
you pick up your pieces right in front of you.
Yeah, it's like
keep it eye level.
I can sit back on the couch and put my head back a little. You can even recline, and you just got your pieces all laid out in front of you. And I don't know, it's really, I'd almost say borderline therapeutic.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, so we go from playing Mother Gunship to playing this. It's like Mother Gunship, probably not the best to play right before bed. Like, I needed a little bit more of a calm down game, right? That game's so freaking adrenaline inducing.
Yeah.
So it's like we went from playing that, and this was like the perfect before bed game. Like, it got me
perfect closer.
Not that it put me to sleep, not that it was boring. In fact, I had the opposite. I caught myself saying, "I'll play one more piece,"
yeah,
and then
one more piece.
I'm end up staying on 20 minutes longer than I really should have.
Well, even
though it's because you just keep going, it's just one more piece.
And even though it's single player, we do the party chat when we play it, just like all the games. It's like, that's got to sound like a given at this point, but just in case nobody's heard that before.
Yeah, if it's a single player game, we're playing it together.
Yep. So it's like, I know there was one night we both had to go to bed. It's like we should have probably stopped playing 15 minutes sooner, but we were both on like that piece roll.
Yeah.
Where you're getting a rhythm and finding the pieces.
We were even saying, like, I'm just doing one more.
Yeah.
We kept saying it.
And I'll constantly be like, I got a piece.
It just feels so good.
I just got another piece. And it's like, how can you stop if you're, you might spend 5 minutes looking at pieces and being like, huh.
Oh, and then it just clicks. And then you might get 3 or 4.
Yeah.
And then sometimes, I have like 2 different strategies. With a real puzzle, I'll try to just work on one whole entity. I try to not like fraction off in different spaces. I try to work in like a organized, takeover, method.
I get it.
But with this game, I'll catch myself, all right, I'm stuck. These 2 pieces look like they might, and then I might start building a separate section. So I'll have like my main area I'm working on, but then, I'll catch myself. I have like 2 or 3 little like side hubs.
No, I totally agree.
But then it's so awesome when you go, oh, I know where that goes on my main, and you add one of your side ones to the main. Yeah. Oh my God, yes. And then you have that almost, like, let's say by the time you're halfway done, you can really start to maneuver with the main area that you're working on. So you have this like unfinished 3D model. You're able to see into it. You can.
Did you stick your head into it?
Yeah, I've caught myself really grabbing it and really taking a look, and like you really have to spin it and look at all sides to be able to figure out where the other pieces are, because you're not just building on one wall. It's 3D. Like it's fun.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, we were talking before, we don't talk scores or anything, but we were just talking a couple of opinions on things, and it's like the only area I could ever gig them in the whole wide world would be maybe the tutorial, which
they don't hold your hand. They just throw you.
They pretty much just teach you what certain buttons do, like on the top of the screen, like this will clean up your pieces.
Yeah, you don't actually do the tutorial.
You can
basically a video that you're watching.
Press this button and you can look through your object. And I was like, why do I need to look through my object? But then when I realized there's stuff that you have to put inside objects, I'm like, oh, I could see that if you did the outside first.
Yeah.
And then we're holding the inside pieces. It's like,
I won't lie. Usually I'm the guy that I need to do the tutorial. Otherwise I'm lost. But you laughed about the tutorial, and I was like, all right, let me go check this out. So I go into it, and I watched like 1 or 2 of them. I'm like, I'll be honest with you, this is not how I learn. I'm more confused. Like, I need to do it, Yeah. So I was like,
it's funny.
I just need to start playing, because I'm going to get so lost if I sit here and watch, what was there, like six little little
It was
things.
just basically the buttons that
Mhm.
are available to you. But I was laughing at myself because I'm like, what were you really expecting? It's a freaking puzzle. You have to be told how to put a puzzle piece together.
I would have understood if they had a tutorial puzzle that's like 10 pieces. They're just going to show you how to click. Look, now you can move it around. Hey, see that piece?
Oh, I
That's an
get that.
inside piece.
Yeah.
But that is, you know, I mean, I guess that's asking for more.
There's
from the
like
developer,
zero
but,
learning curve with this.
but a 10-piece puzzle would take, you know, with them holding your hand and maybe even highlighting, see that piece? Doesn't that look like it goes here? Like, I think that would have made sense. So I could see, I think that's a legitimate complaint, but it doesn't look like it stopped people from loving it.
No, nor is it affecting me in any. I'm just reaching to the deepest barrel of the deepest ocean to find something about it that if one were to criticize.
And let's be real, it takes 3 minutes to click all the buttons and learn what everything does.
Yeah.
Be like, oh, there's that little cleanup thing there that'll move all of my pieces to a more organized spot on the wall instead of scattered. Because, you know, maybe you'll grab from here.
Oh, yeah. Because you're in zero gravity, you can have 30 pieces right in front of your face at all different angles if you want. You can have a flat out mess. So.
Yeah. I've caught myself. I'll have to take 30 seconds. I'll be like, let me move all of these pieces back to the wall. And then I'll press, like I said, so at the bottom on the wall where your pieces are, because they're all scattered on the wall flat against it, you might grab some from the top left, some from the bottom right, some from all over the place. So then it's like a bunch of, you know, patchy spots. So then there's a button at the bottom that just kind of like condenses them all into like a tighter space. But it doesn't do anything about the ones that you've left floating in your fucking your face area that, you know,
Nope.
we said that you can send them back to the wall by using the analog stick. I'm not the best with doing that because I'll go, no, I'm pretty sure that goes on that wall. Like, I just haven't figured out how yet. So I'm going to leave it right there. And I know when I get the next piece that comes in between then I'll just put it right on.
Yeah.
But then I go through that scenario 10 different pieces. Now I got a whole mess in front of me.
You
So
haven't cleaned your mess.
You know, let me clean my bedroom. You know, let me put things back on the wall, and then I'll start fresh.
And they do give you a grouping ability. So if you want to group like looking pieces together, you can.
Which makes sense.
It's funny. I don't use it.
No, here's how I play. I'll use the wall cleanup occasionally because like I do find that nice. You know,
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll do it if I can't figure out what. The next step is like it's just to give myself something to do while I'm like thinking. It's funny. But really, I just grab pieces. I look at the picture. I use the reference picture a lot, and that's it. Like that's the two assist things. Yeah, I don't do the.
It's pretty much the same as I do. Because with the 400s too, when you get enough pieces off and then you clean up, like one page will be
now
blank.
it's 3. Yeah,
It'll still show as 4 pages, but
Yeah.
it'll be
Nothing on it.
blank. Yeah, and that feels real rewarding.
It's like, oh my god, I cleared out a whole page, and you don't have to do a whole puzzle in one play session. You can leave the puzzle, go back to the main menu. It'll tell you how long you've spent on that puzzle,
Which is dangerous.
Yeah, and it'll also tell you your percentage of completing. So there's even been times I hop back to the main menu just to like give myself a little confidence boost. Like, come on, how far along am I? So then I'll see I'm 42%. All right, I'm doing good. Then I go back in.
It's definitely. I think they've done it well enough that like true puzzle aficionados will really, really enjoy it because it's got the whole 3D element that you just can't get on a flat puzzle.
And I like that they give you the different puzzle piece amounts. You know, maybe I'll probably end up doing 400. I'm just having a blast doing all the puzzles at 100. Then I'll go back and try them at 200.
Versus torturing yourself.
Yeah. I joke that like the game should be fun. So I feel like if my first time I go in at 400, I'm probably not going to have fun. So start small, and then 25 was too easy. 50 was challenging at the cathedral, but I think that's specific to that puzzle.
Still a little light on the pieces.
Yeah, but you're like, oh wow, I'm 50% through. Still even kind of quick, you know. But 100's my sweet spot. But no, I'll definitely get up to 400. But I like that each puzzle has the selectable difficulty versus something that happens in a lot of these kind of like level puzzle games.
Yeah, not like progression.
Yeah, it reaches a point that it's just too hard. It's like I'm not going to be able to do all of them, you know?
I wouldn't complain for a 500.
Yeah, that's because you're a psycho and went right. You did probably 1 or 2 play sessions before you went, all right, I'll go to 400. Let me see what that's about. And then you're like, I'm connecting pieces.
I skipped over the rest.
Yeah, I remember you. I remember you going, dude, I'm actually getting a couple.
Yeah,
I think I can do this.
I think it can be done.
And then I heard silent. It's like when we play, like when we were playing each other in chess. Like you'll hear silence in between moves, and will it be like, are we even still there? You'll hear 5 minutes of no talking in this game.
You and I can do a lot of talking, but when we play chess, I
Or
was
strategy games like
I
this.
was blown away at the
silence,
the quietness.
Like,
wow, we're never this. I'm not that quiet when I'm alone. You know what I'm saying?
I caught it happening in this game too. I'd be like, oh, I don't think any of us have said anything in a couple minutes, but I know it's because we're both just sitting there. And there's times, like I said, that you're in a rhythm, you're getting pieces pretty consistently. Yeah. I've had a couple minutes where I'm just like, maybe no, and I'm like really trying to figure it out, and then boom, it clicks, and now the ball is rolling again. But you're not always putting pieces in it. It can never be so easy, you know?
No, and my normal strategy with puzzles is I do the outlines first because those are always the easiest, and so I always say get the easy shit done first, and then you can't really do that strategy. There's a couple that I have been able to, but for the most part, you can't.
No, the pieces are so reliant on the other pieces to be in place that it's very hard
and if it's like a scenery, it's not going to be a square. It's going to be a cutout image of that scenery. So you'll have a shoreline, and you know, it's
the buildings.
It exceeded my expectations.
Yeah, you're building a building. It's going to go onto the grass. You know, you might see part of the building curve in and come out, and your pieces have to, you know, it makes it an added difficulty that's fun.
Yeah, it's again, I was wondering before I went into it how a puzzle game could have a 4.9, but I leave it totally like, oh, I get it. Totally get it.
You know, again, no spoilers to the rating, but you know, we go through our list of categories, and I'm like, oh man, as somebody who likes to be tough with their scores, it's really tough to gig them on things in this. You know, we have gameplay, aesthetics, functionality, replayability, and value. Like, we'll get into it later, but you look at those categories, it's like, oh my goodness, I think our review system is made for this game.
Honestly, this is probably one of the better feel-good reviews I'm able to do, because it does feel like our categories in this game are proof that the categories work.
Yeah, and the game's great, and I always love when we have some not negative expectation, because we said skeptical, you know. But I love when we're shut up,
man. If I were to come up to you and be like, "Hey, dude, you gotta try this puzzle game. It's, you know, one of the highest rated games in the whole store," and it's like, what?
Yeah.
It's a like puzzle adventure game like Red Matter 2. No. Like, you're putting puzzles together,
but 3D.
Like, okay.
But man, did we get shut up. We went in there and we're like,
seconds.
As soon as you told, because you were a little ahead of me, I heard you say, dude, it's so rewarding putting pieces together. And I was like, all right, let me see. I was kind of watching the tutorial things. I was like, oh, I'm sold. I am sold.
Yeah. When I saw the DLCs, for a second, I got that weird, like, oh, okay, so here it is. Here's where and then I saw the price, and I'm like, well, 3 something? That's not bad. It's not like you get one puzzle. You get, 3, 4.
In each DLC, and it's not like they just give you 3 or 4 free puzzles to start. No. You have like over 10. It's nice.
And the newest DLC,
the haunted house one.
Well, the train.
Oh yeah.
The DLC, that thing is huge.
I was talking about the newest free one. You were talking about the newest.
I'm talking about the newest paid. Yeah. I looked at all their paid ones, and I was like, there's the space one, like the Mars one and stuff.
There's different environments.
There's not one that probably isn't going to end up getting my money.
Right. I think there's an observatory one. And like, again, they have some landmarks, some different countries for the scenic things. You know, if I was looking to see if they had a Budapest one, if they had a single DLC pack that had a Budapest, one Budapest puzzle, and I was going to buy it.
You're going to buy it?
Yeah. It was going to be the next puzzle I did. There were some close areas, just no Budapest, no Hungary.
It just makes you want, they can choose to do whatever they want, you know?
Oh, and there's infinite
That's kind of where my
possibilities
brain went with it. But they seem very deliberate and specific with the artists that, they're picking or using.
Yeah. And again, I love that they give the credit. That's so cool.
Yeah. They're not photographs. So,
no, these are scans. This is 3D artwork.
Yeah.
This is intense.
I wish I could really describe, like, not really the flat pieces when you put something together. It's still 3D, but like when you doing corners and edges, it's very like the Komodo dress. It's crazy, dude, because the arms are out on like the mannequin. So you get the thing draping over, but you got to be able to do those under pieces.
Yep.
And it's,
the way. Oh man,
I
even
wouldn't
some of
have guessed it possible, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it gave me a lot of appreciation that things don't need to be complex. It's so simple. It works good.
How much would you pay for
They don't need to add more features.
how much would you pay for the ability to send them a picture of you?
Build
And
a
have
puzzle of you or
do
your
like a-
dog. I would send them
yeah.
a picture of Reggie. I'd do a Reggie puzzle. That'd be cool.
I mean, dude, I think just the animal market alone, I think millions of people would be like, oh, wait a second.
Yeah, I don't really have interest in making myself as a puzzle, but I'll make my dog as a puzzle.
Right? That's
Cool.
crazy.
With the Ruff Talk VR logo. Stuff like that,
Yeah,
Well,
so I mean, there's a whole, I don't know what level they want to take their puzzle game. It doesn't look like they have to take it anywhere because whatever they're doing is working. It's working really well.
And it's like, I joke that they don't really need to add any other features for it to just be friggin' awesome. But like they have pass through.
Oh no, I got a feature.
What?
Multiplayer.
Oh, build a puzzle together?
Yeah.
In like a social room kind of?
And make it, more than the 400. That's when you start getting into like the 8,000 and 1,200 piece puzzle. Then you could have, your buddies come in up to 4 if you really wanted, I guess.
That'd be
you
a
can
fun
all
time.
tackle it. Yeah.
One person work on one section, you'd be like, dude, what parts are you connect them?
It'd be like puzzle night. You can walk over with the piece with the avatar or, do the click. I mean, there's just
infinite potential.
Yeah, I mean they already own this market, so what can they do? But I'm already saying, like, how can you take something great and make it even greater?
You're digging deep into the well to come up with something.
Yeah, this is just the wish list. That's all.
I feel like that about how I felt about the Vermilion multiplayer. Like, it seems like it would be, I don't know if they'll ever do it, like, just off gut. But then, I said that, and then, now there's multiplayer in Vermilion as well. So who knows? Maybe in 6 months we will see multiplayer in this, because developers in VR always seem to amaze me.
Well, just like with painting, the painting experiences are all great, but then when they started adding multiplayer to the painting experiences, they took something great and made it even better.
I think that you really you came up with, I wasn't even thinking of that.
Really?
Believe it or not, because I'm usually the guy who goes, well, how can this work multiplayer? I wasn't even thinking about that. Maybe because I was so tuned in on doing it, but no, a social aspect in this game, social element would be amazing.
Yeah, there's no reason why it couldn't be.
Mm-hmm.
And no, I'm saying up to 4 people. Nobody listened to me.
Whatever the number.
One person is fine.
Yeah, whatever the number chooses to be.
But have a puzzle party.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, we could even do Discord meetups. Like, guys, today we're working on the Ukraine pack.
Come help us.
Pick a puzzle from the Ukraine.
Yeah, which is one of their DLCs.
Yeah, so they rolled that out at the start of the.
And probably gave proceeds. I'm assuming.
I don't have that written in front of me. Yeah, so I don't want to say.
It's almost like a no-brainer, though. It's like
I'm
not thinking they were like, haha, cha-ching.
A profit opportunity.
No, what can you say, man? I mean, it's a puzzle game. It's easy to play. It's meditative.
Yeah, super relaxing. But it's addictive too. Like I said, you're gonna go more piece, stay up 30 minutes too late.
I will probably not stop playing this. In like a full disclosure, it's like there's a lot of games we get to try and we play, and unfortunately,
when it's done,
they get pushed, and it's like
not because they're bad, not because we're done with them. It's just like, hey, we got something else to review.
Yeah, and it's like I still want to be able to play other things as well, of something that I feel we've got stuff coming up and we're working on something. It's like those obligations exist, but I still want to have time to play. Just like we are with Mother Gunship. I mean, we still friggin' play it.
Yep. Just beat the final boss the second time the other night. The hard boss, not what we thought was the original final boss, the real final boss, the Mother Gun Heart, whatever.
Correct. So it's like certain experiences get under my skin enough that I just already.
You're not ready to put it down.
No. And this one definitely is not ready to be put down. I'm telling you, if they did add multiplayer where it's like 2 people could work on a 1,000-piece puzzle or something, that's because I'm thinking of the room environments that you could have. Or
I would even do it if they go, look, we can't add more pieces right now, but you guys can do a 400-piece puzzle.
It would work.
I would even still do it, But I understand what you're saying with the mega puzzles, because that really works good with 4 people,
Hell yeah. But 400 would work.
So good. I'll give them credit.
And I'll tell you what, It takes me a lot longer to finish a 400-piece puzzle in here. 400-piece puzzle, I'd laugh at, dude. Like, what am I, a child? For real, I'd be insulted. Like, no, I'm not wasting my time with a 400-piece puzzle.
But in VR?
In VR? Oh, yeah.
What's your total time? You say like hour plus, 2 hours? Probably 1 to 2 hours somewhere.
For a 400?
Yeah.
I'd say the Komodo took me well over 2 hours.
See, it's like, dude. Oh, I won't lie. Even the 100-piece, I'll finish it.
And I might
50
be
minutes.
I might be in like a little shady on
minutes.
the time.
Yeah.
It took anywhere from probably 2 to 3 hours. And that's with intent. That was like, but I'm telling you, I reached some points where I was like literally sitting there, just staring.
Yeah, that's what I was
looking at
referencing
pages.
earlier too.
And I'm like, there's nothing. I got like 300 pieces on the board, and I don't feel like any of them are going to fit on anything. And then something clicks, and I'm like, hey, I think that one might go with what I saw over there. And then, son of a bitch, it does.
You kept getting plagued with your final 2 pieces, or your final piece, the final
piece.
couple. You couldn't. You would. I heard it happen to you with a lot of different puzzles. You're like, I have one piece. I can't find where it goes.
And the worst part is on one of them, it was like this tiny, weird, jaggedy, almost looked lightning boltish, piece that had just a sliver of, we'll say, puzzle piece in it, and the rest was all to fill in the back or the inside. So I'm like, now I'm doubly screwed. So I remember even saying, I'm like, it'd be nice if they had like a cheat button. You could press the button and it'll like highlight the pieces that. And then I'm like, what are you, an idiot? You can't.
No, you wouldn't love. If they actually did have that feature, I don't think that you'd be happy with that ability to be able to cheat like that.
No, I'd be going, the game's great, except they give you this cheat button.
Yeah, you
so
can just do you can just do the 400 and hit next piece. I know you. I can already hear you saying it.
So yeah, I mean, and it's again because it's not like you're looking top down and you go, oh, I got 2 pieces to go. It's like, no, you're 3D world with 2 pieces to go, and you're like, I don't know where the hell is it? Was just that one puzzle really stumped me for a while.
I did 399 pieces.
I know. And I'm stuck on one freaking piece. This is not happening. I was so sad.
The last piece is supposed to be the easiest.
And what else is really cool? As you build your puzzle, the ambionic, is that a word? Ambionic.
The ambience.
The ambience and sound effects. Like you might hear people talking and shit.
Yeah, that messed with me the first time.
Yeah, I thought it was coming outside my headset. I was doing the like. I was like,
people really walking down my street right now.
I think it was like the medieval kingdom thing that you can build, or the little castle thing, and freaking as the puzzle gets bigger, you start hearing the noises more frequently in the different areas of the puzzle. So there is this kind of strange, as you're putting the place together, it's coming to life audibly as well as just
visually. No,
yeah, man.
It's they hit the
creep me the hell out the first time though. I really did.
We can get into our final thoughts and review in just a moment. But I'll give a spoiler with one thing. I mean, like as like the environment, again from the interface to everything, they did such a good job making it feel good. There's something like that's so relaxing and so feel good. So good vibes with everything, the background, the music, the menu buttons, the feedbacks, everything. So
yeah, I mean, we're not ones that I think are just going to really talk something up to be the, this is the greatest thing since sliced bread. But there comes these 1%ers that, how I didn't know that this experience was this good. Or why wasn't this like shoved in my face? I know I've seen it in the store. I know I've seen it on sale. But for some reason, I think it's just because it's like, oh, puzzling places.
It sounds so simple.
And you see the reviews, you're like, oh,
yeah, it must be a bunch of puzzle fanatics.
Yep. So it's like, I just feel bad sometimes when we finally get to do something and you go,
that makes a lot of sense why it's 4.9.
This might be one of the best experiences I've had in VR and this is what's weird. I can say puzzle genre, but
it's again, there's really, puzzle genre, but this is a puzzle.
Yeah, this is the first real legit, I think, just bona fide puzzle. We've done other puzzle like games and
again, escape rooms go into puzzle games category, but it's not a puzzle
Correct. This is
It's
like,
this part's sticking here. You connect it here.
and unlike the puzzle adventure games where we don't have, replayability as a huge category.
No, we have to for this one because that is.
This is like
it's its own puzzle genre.
correct. So it doesn't even fall into the puzzle genre we created for puzzle games, because who would have thought someone was going to come out with a
puzzle game,
the actual puzzle game as good as they did.
Makes you think they need to change the name of the genre from puzzle game to something else, because now this is a puzzle.
Man. I mean, it's I don't know. I don't know. So I sometimes just feel bad when
when, like you said,
this is
we
a great
wait so
example
long,
of it.
and
I would have loved to have played this when it first came out.
and seeing the growth and all the different packs, and but you know what's cool? Even where we're starting, I don't think
Late in the game here.
I don't think that it's stopping. I don't think they're done with packs.
No.
They seem like they're pretty adamant with the monthly DLC.
Not if they're dropping, Halloween packs and stuff like that. Pack number, DLC number 7. I mean, it's like, I'm telling you, when you see the actual artwork of these things up close, and because you can hold them in your hand and pull them right up to your face, and they're kind of scale-ish to a degree. Like the Komodo dress it's big. It's like you're holding a freaking mannequin in your hand and turn the thing all around. And I don't know. I don't want to say too much because I'm going to be reviewing.
Yeah, let's get into our final thoughts and review. But anybody who's listened, they know the way it goes. If this is your first time, what we do is right before our final thoughts and rating, take a little ad break. Got to keep the show, the lights on. So take a moment, take a quick message from our sponsors, and we'll be back with you with our final thoughts and rating in just a moment. This podcast is brought to you by Kiwi Design, the leader in Metaquest and VR accessories. And now you can deck out your device while supporting the podcast. The Metaquest 2 is a great headset, but do you ever feel things could be a bit more comfortable? Well, we have the solution for you. With lens protectors, controller grips, face covers, head straps, link cables, headset stands, and more, including my 2 personal favorites, the top version controller grips with added weight and an extended handle, and the Kiwi upgraded Elite strap. Let's be real. We've all whacked our controller. Don't be the guy messaging Oculus support for your own mistake or waiting weeks for an out-of-stock controller. Visit the link in our show notes to prepare yourself today. After visiting the link in our show notes, make sure to use the promo code Ruff Talk VR at checkout, all one word, to take full advantage of your savings. And make sure to click the link in our show notes so the podcast gets credit and you help support us. Remember, whatever you need, Kiwi has you covered. Fall is in the air, and our friends at Vincero Collective has sponsored this episode to make sure all of our listeners are accessorizing their autumn outfits with premium watches, jewelry, sunglasses, and more. Their top-tier designs make sure you look class while you save some cash. Other watchmakers have insane markups, so that's where Vincero steps in. You can have the looks of a premium lifestyle without breaking the bank. For a limited time only, get 20% off plus free shipping site-wide with our exclusive code RuffTalkVR at VinceroCollective.com. I love the high-quality feel and fashionable look that Vincero Collective brings without breaking the bank. Vincero Collective designs everything in-house, sources their own materials, and produces in small batches so the quality is at the highest standard. Whether you have a work meeting or a nice date planned, a high-quality watch can make a great impression. Vincero offers many attractive designs for the modern individual. In addition to watches, Vincero just launched their commuter bag. This is the ultimate travel bag specifically designed for someone who likes to look good while traveling. This product is made of 100% recycled nylon material, so it is lightweight and you can support a sustainable cause. Vincero Collective also offers iconic sunglass styles with polarized lenses and 100% UV protection. You can block out the sun with style. Feeling confident? Add on to your look with their essential yet sophisticated necklaces and bracelets for both you and for her. And with holidays sneaking up, this is the perfect gift for yourself or someone you love. Buy it before they sell out. But you don't have to take my word for it. With over 30,000 5-star reviews, they have been named GQ's go-to brand for premium lifestyle accessories. Get 20% off plus free shipping site-wide with the code RuffTalkVR at VinceroCollective.com. Support our show and use code RuffTalkVR at VINCERO Collective.com. Accessorize your life at an exceptional price with Vincero. We are excited to announce our newest Ruff Talk VR podcast sponsor, VRlist.xyz, a marketplace for VR talent that just launched April this year and already has over 100 members as of October. At VRlist.xyz, they believe the metaverse will usher in new opportunities for all those who partake in it. With that, they asked a simple question: how can you find VR creators? Unhappy with the results they found, it was time to take things into their own hands. They've embarked on a journey to simplify how those looking for VR services can connect with those who supply them. VRlist.xyz is an open marketplace for VR creators, instructors, entertainers, and proprietors to proudly showcase their talents and spaces to potential clients. And with already over 100 vendors listed, including Stratus and yours truly, VRlist.xyz is quickly becoming the premier VR talent marketplace. Again, that's VRlist.xyz to find the right VR talent for your needs. All right, we're back, and now we'll get into, like I said, our final thoughts and rating. So, like I referenced earlier, we do 5 different categories. We do gameplay, aesthetics, functionality, replayability, and value. Do you want to go first? I believe I went first with Dragon Fest.
I shall, although that was an app blabber. But I will. I won't say no to this one.
Yeah.
This was like so easy for me. It wasn't even funny, except for one category, but I'll justify it after. If you had told me a couple months ago that I'd be playing this game and this will be your end score, I'd be like, nah, get the hell out of here. But gameplay, it's a puzzle game, put puzzle pieces together, but damn, they own it with how they've pulled it off with the 3D environment, as well as I think they're very, 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 very selective choice of what puzzles you actually do. Aesthetics, I'm sorry, I would give them a 20 on gameplay.
Yeah, I thought it was a no-brainer. I thought it was obvious, but
everyone already knew. So, no, I'm sorry. I'm just excited. I'm genuinely excited. A 20 on gameplay, and for all the right reasons. Aesthetics, I actually thought in my head that they were a 15. I've been on like this weird cusp of like a 15-20 because it's like, well, they might not be the tightest here, but if you pull things closer to your face, the closer they get to your face in a lot of instances, it starts looking better, almost like in real life. Like you can make out the puzzle pieces fine. You can make out the shapes and the images on them. But if you pull it closer to you, it looks a little better. And if you pull it closer to you like you would in the real world, it looks even better. Like you can see the fine details. So I'm actually going to give them a 20. And it seems crazy, but if you see these puzzle landscapes and the detail when you're holding it in your hand and pull it actually close to your face, it's a pretty neat little thing they got going on there. Some could argue 15. You know what? I'll take my lumps, but I'll stand by my 20.
And I heard your back and forth about it too. We were, we don't talk scores a bunch, but we were going a little bit over our conflicts that we had with the score. And
really on the fence, because it really could go either way. But I honestly, because of that, like when you pull up the little cheat boards, I'll call them, and pull them up to your face, you're like, oh shit, I can see the patterns on that. Because some of these puzzles, you might need to recognize some of the patterns. Functionality, I could find nothing wrong. I really couldn't. I mean, the hell is it going to lag out? Is it going to work hard? Everything worked. I mean, point and click. I got 400 different puzzle pieces. I've got different options to turn pages. I've got, probably my favorite is literally the click and the point and drag feature. It makes life so much easier than like if you had to reach out and grab each puzzle piece. Maybe you have shorter arms. Who knows? So I got to give them a 20 in functionality. Like zero I could find wrong. I do want to add with the aesthetics, because it's not just graphics, but those sounds that they've added is what also adds to that 20. So out of fairness of me harping on just the graphical side of it. Replayability, it's a 20 to me. They've given you more than enough without the DLCs that if you were to go, well, okay, I'll do the 25, 50s, 100s, 200 and 400. I don't know. Talk to me in a couple months about how you've done all the puzzles or whatever. But, and that's if you go at it with intent. I mean, you've got so many hours. And then for $3 to $5, you can get a handful of more puzzles that you know are going to be freaking challenging because you just did the other ones. It's a 20. And then value for the money. It's not even funny, dude. The sticker price there is none. If you bought 3 DLCs, you paid more than you paid for the game, and the DLCs are only like $3 to $4 or $5. So it's like, come on. The game itself is a steal at $9.99. I got to give it a 20. So they get a perfect 100. Honest to God, if it were anywhere, it would be the aesthetics. But again, if you couple in with the overall like ambiance, and they deserve it. They really do. And that's why I feel sad that like I really wish I could have played this a year ago, but I wouldn't. You know, who knew that this was so damn good?
It's not the first time we've been proven wrong like this either.
No,
this has happened.
No,
it always actually seems like the more skeptical we are about a game and the more we wait for it,
dude,
the better it is.
I totally get the 4.9.
Yeah,
I really do. It's worth every. It's $10, man. Yeah. But whatever.
Plus, like, yeah, I'll get into it, but nonetheless. So again, in the category, starting with gameplay, exactly as you said, it's a clean 20. I mean, when you look at what you're looking for out of a puzzle game, and again, I'm not talking like strategy puzzle, I'm talking like connect piece together puzzle. This one hits it out of the park. Again, the rewarding feeling, clicking the puzzles pieces together, the interface of it all, the way it all works. 20 on gameplay, easy. Aesthetics, that was the only category that we had prior discussed with each other before. And it's even very rare we do that. But we were kind of both on the same fence of like, and we didn't come to the same conclusion together either, where it's not like, all right, this is what we're giving it. We were just kind of running off each other's thoughts. But it was like, yeah, I guess if you wanted to hit them on any category, if you were looking to like lower your score to hit them on a category, you would probably aim for aesthetics. But that's kind of just doing things dirty, It's like, realistically, the aesthetics are good. It's really good scenic environment, like, that nice feel, that nice relaxing feel in the environment. The puzzle piece graphics themselves, like you said, you get close to them, they're highly detailed. It's like there's a lot of VR games I'll play that something looks high definition from a distance, but then you get close to it, and it's like you can really see the picture. Like, things are very low resolution at a close distance. This is the opposite. You get really close to it, you're like, oh my goodness, I can't believe that's so high resolution, including the individual pieces and the reference pictures. So I couldn't hit them on aesthetics. Even if I tried to, it wouldn't be fair. Aesthetics is a clean 20. Functionality, I mean, I got to mimic what you said. I'll be a little mime here. What can I hit them on? There's no issue. There's no part where I'm like, oh, come on, I know that piece goes there, any more than I do in a real life puzzle, when you're like, you just want it to go in, but everything works great in the game, Functionality, I'm going to give them a 20. Replayability, and you referenced it before the review, we don't usually do replayability in puzzle games. Usually we do, or story-based games as well. Usually we do difficulty. But in this game, it made sense to keep the regular category of replayability. And I got to give them a perfect 20 on replayability as well, because go finish all those puzzles at 400 and then go through all the, like, oh my goodness, there's so much to go back to. And even if you don't get every DLC pack, they're going to drop that one that has some sort of, whether you like that niche, like I said, they have like an observatory one or a certain country or whatever. There's going to be one. Let's say they dropped not that they have this, but let's say they dropped a moon-based one. You're like, oh man, that's going to be freaking sweet looking, So I don't know, just infinite possibilities. Whatever your niche that you love is, if they make a puzzle with it, just go in and buy it. $3-4, So replayability, I got to give them a 20. And then value to end it, probably the easiest category for $9.99. Again, I felt like we did something wrong when I bought this on sale. I'm like, why is this game so cheap? You know, $9.99 is a steal. I mean, if you never bought any of the DLCs, just those base default puzzles, there's so much to keep you going. So I'm gonna give them a 20 on value as well for a perfect score of 100 as well. So wow, that's 2 100s from us.
Yeah, and I know for you to pony out 100 is.
I didn't want to do it.
I know, but it's like what I would challenge anyone to say that that's not accurate, though.
Yeah, I was like, the only way that I could gig them on a category is if I said I need to gig them on something. So I guess it's us, but that's not That's not how you review things. It's just if we're being honest.
No, and truthfully, their graphics are tight.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like.
And this is an example that having a detailed, like you said, like having a detailed rating system like this, that we break it down category by category. If we just went off the top of my head, is it 1 to 100? You might go, oh, it's a 90, 95, just because, you're not really like actually analytically breaking it down. But when we go category by category, every aspect that we're judging them on, they hit it out of the park.
Mm-hmm. No, and it, I don't know. Sometimes our category system brings me great joy, and this was an example of that.
Yeah. So, man, I'm blown away by this. I love
that this one was an absolute pleasure.
Yeah.
I don't think I've given out but a couple of hundreds before.
I'm trying to think of what the other one that we gave. I know I gave one other 100, and I can't remember it off the top of my head right here. But I know I've given 100 before, and I'm kind of against it. Like I don't like to do it unless it really deserves it, because like you can always say like, game could be better, but for what it has now, in our each individual category,
no,
100 out of 100.
I think the categories were more than justifiable and fair for it.
And if what you said with your dream feature of the multiplayer, if that ever did come. Oh my God. This game just hit a whole new level.
Yeah. I mean, it's already, like I said, it's already a great experience. They don't have to do nothing. I hope they're sitting on a beach somewhere.
Why do I feel like Vermilion is the one that I gave 100? That's my gut.
It could be.
Because,
They could be.
I think that's it. But I'll go back. I'll give it a listen. If anybody wants to go listen and prove me right or wrong, go check out that Vermilion review too,
Call you out on it.
Right?
No, this one was fun as hell.
Yeah. If you love puzzles, I mean, I think, and you're sitting there going, even if you're sitting there going, it's puzzle. It's literally connected.
Trust me, it's puzzle like you've never done before.
Go be pleasantly surprised. It's my perfect end of a play session game.
Yeah, if you like puzzles and don't agree with our rating, go play it and tell us why. But you'll probably go into it like, I'm going to show you, and then be like,
tell me which of these 5 that they're not hitting really 20 out of 20
yeah,
on.
This is really good.
So, 200, that's awesome.
Well, if you don't like puzzles, don't play it.
Yeah, it's the same thing I'll say about Crazy Kung Fu. Is like anybody who's going to buy this game it's called Puzzling Places.
Correct.
If you buy this game and you dislike it, and your reasoning for disliking it is that you don't like puzzles, I don't know what else. They call their game Puzzling Places. It's a puzzle game.
Ready? 2-player multiplayer. I'm going to go for the gusto here. 2-player multiplayer. You can both work on puzzles with a higher puzzle piece rating, right? Or we'll say even the 400. And then when the puzzle's built, ready? Your avatars, your meta avatars, you and your buddy can now go walk around and scale.
Yeah, for the scenic ones, yes. Yep. Or the buildings, that would be the best.
Right, it just... That would be freaking... And I don't honestly see why it couldn't be done. But if you're going for the ultimate, like...
I see your nice slick-looking meta avatar in there.
We're just going to rock hundreds every year. Yeah. Then that's a good way to do it. But that, they don't have to do shit. They got a great thing going on.
4.9. Over 1,000 reviews. Almost 1,500 reviews. I think there's a reason it has that score,
Yeah, it's no joke.
It's not like 10 people reviewed it and it's got a high score. No, this is almost 1,500 people have gone out of their way to drop a 5-star review. And so few people have done anything less than 5-star that it's a 4.9.
Yeah, no, I would say if you're one of the few that hasn't tried it, definitely give it a shot.
Some of my favorite games are 4.4, 4.3. No, this game is 4.9. That's so hard to manage on the store.
Dude, there's games that I know were in the 3s that we reviewed, and my score was better than a 3, at the end of the day. It's just everyone has different experiences, I guess.
What I'm getting at is too is it's hard to manage a high score with public reviews. Anybody can,
Yes.
and they've done it consistently.
No, they're crushing it.
Yeah, so
Absolutely crushing it.
DLC packs. I can't wait now. When we've referenced packs dropping on the podcast before, and like now we can really, now that we've really spent a lot of time in it, now we can really kind of touch more on that on the Monday morning news whenever we see they're dropping a free pack or whatever.
I'll be excited to see one, even though there's plenty to keep me busy for a long time.
So anything else you want to throw in before we wrap this baby up?
Nah, this was just an absolute blast.
Yeah, pleasant surprise. So if you like puzzles, go check out Puzzling Places. And if you enjoyed this episode, like I always say, subscribe, rate us 5 stars on whatever podcast platform you listen to. Subscribing is the easiest way to get our episodes ASAP. And then if you use Reddit, Discord, or any other social medias, go give us a like, follow, go join our online communities. Our Discord community has been quite the little party house recently. We've been having a lot of fun engagement.
Having a good time.
So it's a lot of fun. Go follow the link in our show notes. It's our episode description. When you go home, what's this episode about? You'll see, there's the Discord. Go click that. Go join a good time. And, maybe even check out our Patreon. You can get ad-free episodes, exclusive Discord titles, on-air shout-outs, bunch of cool things. So stay tuned for next week. And actually, check this. I think we got something fun coming Friday.
I believe we do.
So we got one more little treat this week, and then we'll check you out next week. All right. Ciao, ciao.